The first 10 minutes that shape your entire life. Most people wake up and immediately fall into the trap, rushing, reacting, drifting without direction. They stumble into the day with no purpose, no power. But what if the first 10 minutes of your morning could rewire your entire future? One single decision made at the start of the day holds the power to transform your mindset, shape your identity, and dictate the trajectory of your success. Why? Because how you begin determines how you become. Every morning is an opportunity to choose. Will you lead or will you follow? Will you drift through life or will you design it with intention? Your future starts the moment you open your eyes. In just a few moments, I will show you how to take command of your mornings, and by doing so, completely reshape the course of your life. Because here's the truth: the morning is a mirror. If I could observe just one of your mornings, I could predict your future. Not because I'm a prophet, but because your morning reflects your discipline, your desires, and your direction. Most people rise in reaction. They wake up to alarms, to notifications, to demands. They let the world knock on their door before they ever knock on the door of opportunity. But the winners, the creators, the builders, the visionaries, they rise with intention. They don't wait for clarity, they create it. Every great structure stands on a solid foundation, and your foundation is built the moment you wake up. What you do before the world sees you will determine how the world receives you. The first hour of your day is not just a segment of time, it's a declaration. It says, I am in command, or I am being controlled. When your feet hit the floor, don't just step out of bed, step into purpose. Reject the noise. No news, no scrolling, no gossip, only clarity, only conviction, only the voice inside you that whispers, you were not born to survive, you were born to rise. Do not drift. Do not snooze, because the moment you hesitate, you hand your power over to fear. You tell the day that it owns you, but when you rise with fire, when you speak your goals aloud, when you write them down, when you take even one small step forward, you take command. And that command becomes your compass. The morning doesn't give you power, it reveals it. And when used with intention, it multiplies it. You don't become unstoppable by what you do occasionally. You become unstoppable by what you do first. Your thoughts are the soil. Your focus is the water. Your action is the sunlight. Feed your mind these three every morning, and your life will bear fruit beyond imagination. So ask yourself, who do I want to become? Now, start becoming that person before breakfast. Here's the hidden secret: the most powerful shift happens when you do one hard thing first, something uncomfortable, something your mind wants to avoid, something that makes your body resist. It could be cold water, it could be complete silence, it could be 10 push ups or one page of writing. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is what it builds in you. Because once you do the hard thing, the resistance begins to lose its grip. That's how high achievers gain their edge. They don't wait for motivation, they manufacture it. How? By taking action before they feel ready. The mind is like a muscle. If you train it to bow to comfort, it will abandon you in crisis. But if you train it to rise to challenge, it will become your fiercest ally. So, what is your one hard thing? Choose it, commit to it, and attack it with everything you've got. Because it's not about the task, it's about the identity it forges. Every time you conquer difficulty in the morning, you remind yourself, I am not the kind of person who shrinks from pressure. I rise through it. While others hit snooze and shrink, you rise and sharpen. While others wait, you initiate. That's the edge. That's the energy that separates a powerful life from a passive one. And it all begins in the first 10 minutes. Command your morning, command your life. When the first decision of your day is victory, the rest of the day begins to follow your lead. That's the secret. Start strong, and everything that follows begins to align with that strength. So, find your hard thing, face it, finish it, and then watch as the rest of your life begins to bow to your courage. Speak life into your future because words create worlds. And the first words you speak each morning are not just sound, they are seeds. Seeds that shape your state, your story, your steps. Most people wake up and speak defeat. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. Just another long day. And guess what they get? A life that reflects that language, a reality that echoes those declarations. But you, You are different. You wake up and speak strength. You declare, I was born for this. Today I create momentum. I bring peace and power into every space I enter. This isn't pretending. This is programming. Because the subconscious mind doesn't care if something is true, it believes what is repeated. And when you speak life, your body follows, your habits follow, your future follows. Begin each morning with declarations. Say who you are becoming, not with doubt, but with faith, not with fear, but with fire. Look in the mirror and speak like a leader. Speak like someone who refuses to let the past dictate the future. This isn't arrogance. This is alignment. Alignment with your vision, your values, your victory. Before the world speaks fear into you, you speak purpose into it because your voice is the first voice your soul hears. Make it one worth following. And remember this, the body is not just a vehicle, it is a trigger. When you move your body, you shift your state, you activate the warrior within. Have you noticed how slouched shoulders lead to a defeated mindset? How shallow breathing fuels anxious thoughts? Your physiology shapes your psychology. This is why your morning must include movement, not just exercise, but engagement. Stand tall, breathe deep, walk fast, train, sweat. Because when the body moves, the brain aligns. Energy flows, clarity rises, confidence ignites. Don't wait for the perfect workout. Start with what you have. 10 minutes outside, 20 minutes of movement, enough to shift from passive to powerful. Winners don't sit in hesitation. They don't lounge in limitation. They move. They rise. They set a tone so strong that weakness doesn't feel welcome. Motion creates emotion. If you want to feel different, you have to move different. Make your mornings sacred by making your body active. Your future self will thank you for the momentum you build today. Because morning movement isn't just about fitness, it's about freedom. So rise, move, and take command of your mind, your mood, your mission before the world even has a chance. There is a moment, quiet, fleeting, powerful, that arrives the second your eyes open. In that breath of awakening, your mind is wide open, vulnerable, impressionable. It hasn't yet been touched by the chaos of the world. It hasn't yet been pulled by distractions or demands. This is a sacred sliver of time, a window, a choice. Will you command your thoughts, or will the world command them for you? Most people don't recognize the power of that moment. They rise and immediately reach for distraction, the news, the inbox, the noise. They fill their fresh minds with voices that do not belong to them. Politics, markets, gossip, drama. Their still fragile mindset is overwhelmed with external burdens. Worry creeps in. Comparison begins. Urgency replaces clarity. And before the sun has fully risen, they've already lost the inner battle. Their silence has surrendered the day. But there are others, the rare few, who treat the morning like the launch pad of destiny. They know that real leadership doesn't begin with applause or attention. It begins in the stillness, behind closed doors, when no one else is watching. It begins not in the boardroom, but in the bedroom. Not in noise, but in thought. These individuals command their minds. They rise with intention, not reaction. They don't reach outward, they reach inward. They speak affirmations that anchor identity. They visualize not some distant dream, but the person they are becoming right now. They breathe, they move, they embrace stillness, they choose clarity over confusion, purpose over passivity. Because the first 10 minutes after waking are not small, they are everything. Those 10 minutes set the rhythm for the hours that follow. If they are filled with vision, direction, and intention, then the rest of your day rises to meet you. But if they're filled with distraction, noise, and emotional clutter, your day becomes a series of reactions, a cascade of decisions shaped by someone else's agenda. And that is no way to live. You do not have the luxury to wake up weak. Not in a world this loud, not in a world this fast. You must take hold of that first moment before the world does. You must decide what matters most, not what's trending, not what others expect, but what your soul knows to be true. And you must do it daily, not occasionally, not when you feel like it. Because repetition is what writes character, discipline is what builds belief, and consistency is what carves your destiny. Lead yourself first, the quiet ritual of morning mastery. Write your thoughts, even if they are scattered. Speak your vision, even if your voice trembles. Move your body, even when it resists. These aren't just habits, they are declarations of a leader. They are the sacred rituals of someone who is becoming. You don't wait for the world to validate your purpose. You walk the path not because it's easy, but because you believe in where it leads. Because if you don't believe in your own destiny, how can you expect anyone else to? If you don't protect that precious moment of mental awakening, the world will claim it. It will rush in to define you. It will tell you who you are, what you should do, how you should feel. But you were not built for that kind of slavery. You were built to lead. And every leader must first lead one person, themselves. Command your thoughts because every thought becomes a belief. Belief shapes behavior, and behavior builds destiny. This is not about self help cliches or surface level positivity. This is about self leadership. And self leadership is the first doorway to freedom. No one can walk through it for you. You must choose it, fight for it, own it. Every morning is a meeting with your mind. Don't miss that meeting. Don't show up late. Don't let someone else do the talking. You show up. You speak with clarity. You remind yourself who you are and why you're here. The headlines can wait. The messages can wait. Your purpose cannot. This is your mind. This is your mission. This is your moment. Lead it before the world follows you. Write it down or risk losing it forever. The moment you wake up, your mind is like a fire hose. Uncontrolled, powerful, overflowing. Ideas, worries, memories, insights, intentions, all flooding in before your feet touch the floor. And if you don't capture them, they vanish. Like mist in the morning sun, they fade. Ideas unrecorded become ghosts, goals unwritten become wishes, desires unclarified become distractions. But here's the secret that every person of purpose knows. They write, not later when the noise of the world is too loud, but early when the mind is still raw and real. They write not because it's poetic, they write because it's necessary. They write to bring shape to the swirl, to bring order to the storm. Writing in the morning isn't about being a writer, it's about being a leader of your thoughts, your direction, your destiny. 5 minutes, 10. That's all it takes to shift the trajectory of your day. Start by writing what's already inside you, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you want, what you fear, what you know you must do. Clarity is born in ink. Writing is a mirror. It reflects your inner world. It slows down the noise so you can hear your own truth. It makes the invisible visible. It's not just reflection, it's refinement. It's not just journaling, it's direction. Every page is a commitment, every word a decision. When you put pen to paper, you signal to your subconscious, this matters. I matter. This vision deserves form. You are giving structure to your spirit. You are saying, this is who I am. This is what I value. This is what I am building. Your mind is a garden. Writing is how you prune it. It removes the weeds of doubt. It waters the seeds of clarity and confidence. It turns chaos into order. When you write, you stop reacting and start creating. You stop wandering and start walking. Think of the great minds before you, Lincoln scribbling on scraps, Edison filling notebook after notebook, Marcus Aurelius writing meditations for no one but himself. They understood something we often forget. The mind cannot be trusted to remember what the hand refuses to record. Don't trust your memory with your future. Write it down. Make it real. Make it visible. Then watch as your life begins to organize itself around what you wrote. The goals you list become the plans you follow. The gratitude you express becomes the peace you feel. The problems you name become the solutions you find. What you don't write down, you don't remember. And what you don't remember, you cannot build. Write your way into power. Rise with gratitude. What you do not remember, you do not act upon. And what you do not act upon, you do not become. You not. Um, a man's life is not shaped by the thoughts he has, but by the thoughts he anchors. And writing is the anchor. So start. Start small. Start simple. But start. Pick up the pen. Open the notebook. Sit in the silence. Write one line of truth, then another. And as you write, you'll feel the shift. You are no longer drifting. You are directing. No longer reactive, but intentional. This is how greatness begins. Not with applause, not with perfection, but with a quiet moment, a steady hand, and a few honest words on a page. Write your way into clarity. Write your way into purpose. Write your way into power. Start with the truth. Start with your soul. Start in the quiet of the morning and write your way into greatness, because your thoughts are just vapor until they are captured, and writing turns the invisible into the visible. It is not about being a writer. It is about being a leader. of your mind, your values, your mission. Now, beyond writing comes your greatest leverage, gratitude. If you want to multiply your momentum, begin not with what you lack, but with what you already have. Gratitude is not a soft emotion for sentimental hearts. It is a strategic weapon for strong minds. It centers you, it grounds you, it reminds you you are not starting from nothing. You are starting from abundance. And when you begin your day feeling full, the world cannot make you feel small. Gratitude alters the atmosphere of your mind. It rewires your perception. It shifts you from a mentality of scarcity to one of sufficiency, from the illusion of lack to the leverage of appreciation. Without it, your mind spirals into complaint, into comparison. With it, your energy returns to creation, to contribution. And here's the profound truth: you cannot build greatness from a place of grievance. You must build from a place of strength, and gratitude is that strength. True, pure gratitude is strength. So, in the stillness of the morning, before the world has spoken, take a moment, just a moment. Name three things you are grateful for. Say them aloud, write them down, hold them in your heart as treasures already in your possession. They don't need to be grand. The breath in your lungs, the strength in your body, the roof over your head, the love in your life, the chance you have today to start again. Never underestimate this practice. It is not a routine. It is a realignment, a daily spiritual alignment that reconnects you to what already matters. Because when you begin with gratitude, you tap into something deeper than ambition. You activate joy, you create mental wealth, you remind yourself you already hold value inside you. From that place of inner wealth, you chase your outer goals, not out of desperation, but with confidence. Those who radiate gratitude become magnets for opportunity. Why? Because people are drawn to those who do not complain, who do not grasp, who do not beg the world for validation. People are drawn to those who affirm themselves, and gratitude is the voice of that affirmation. Gratitude is not the end of hunger, it is the strength that feeds it. It does not kill ambition, it fuels it. Because success pursued from emptiness is unstable, but success pursued from wholeness is unstoppable. When you are already whole, you stop chasing to prove and start chasing to express. You stop striving to complete yourself and start creating from overflow. Most people leap into the day with no pause. They wake and rush into burden. They open their eyes and fall into noise. But not you. You will pause, you will reflect, and then you will rise with perspective. That is your edge. That is your power. That is your daily return to discipline. You will write, you will give thanks. You will lead yourself. Before the world moves, you will move. Before the world speaks, you will speak to your own soul. Before the world takes, you will give yourself alignment. This is not about productivity. This is about presence. This is not a performance. This is your foundation. So take the pen, take the pause, take the power, write your truth, name your gratitude, lead your mind. And from that centered, grounded, whole place, go build your day. Go build your legacy. Gratitude, focus, and the power of one win. Do not wait for something dramatic to feel grateful. Gratitude is not reactive, it is proactive. It is not a response to good fortune, it is the creator of it. You must cultivate it like a farmer tends the soil, daily, deliberately. Gratitude is not just a mood, it is a mindset, a spiritual muscle that must be trained. It is how you hold your blessings in your hands instead of letting them slip unnoticed through your fingers. It is how you protect your peace when storms roll in, how you remind yourself again and again that you've already won many battles. You are not empty, you are equipped. So start every morning with this ritual. Don't make it complicated, don't make it optional. Just three things, three truths, three blessings. Gratitude is not the finish line, it is the launch pad. It doesn't end your hunger, it sharpens it. It doesn't stop you from climbing, it gives you the strength to ascend. When you live from gratitude, you are no longer chasing from emptiness, you are creating from fullness. You are no longer a seeker, you are a steward of abundance. And from that place, all things become possible. The world does not bend to those who complain. It bows to those who command their energy, and gratitude is that command. So begin there. Anchor yourself each day to what is already good, already working, already yours, and then go forth and build the rest. Set one clear target for the day. Most people wake up and rush into everything. They look at an endless list of tasks, try to juggle all of them, and end the day exhausted and unsatisfied. The tragedy? They do much but accomplish little. Movement without direction is chaos, and chaos is the enemy of progress. Power doesn't come from doing more. Power comes from doing what matters most. Power comes from precision. Every powerful day begins with one clear question. What is the one thing I must accomplish today that will move my mission forward? Your energy is limited. Your attention is fragile. They are precious resources. And if you scatter them, they weaken. But if you aim them, they become a force. Train yourself to stop waking up into noise and start waking up into focus. Begin each morning by identifying one clear target, not 10, not 5, just one. Write it down, speak it aloud, visualize it as already done. This is your assignment, your strike point. Everything else is background until this is achieved. When you wake with clarity, the world can no longer pull you in 100 directions. You don't spend your hours reacting, you spend them directing. Your choices become easier, your standards become sharper. Distractions lose their appeal because you are a person with a mission. A man with a mission is not easily moved. He's not tempted by every opportunity because he knows which opportunity matters. The most successful people are not those who do the most. They are those who do what matters most. And they do it first, before the noise, before the interruptions, before urgency drowns out importance. They strike early and they strike with intention. Win the morning, own the day. Set your target. See it clearly. Break it down into steps and then begin. You don't need to conquer the whole mountain today. You just need to take one step up, one win. That's all it takes to build momentum. And momentum is everything. One win builds belief. Belief fuels action. Action delivers results. And results compound into greatness. This is the engine of achievement, not perfection, not busyness for its own sake, but focused effort day after day. So each morning, as you sit in the silence before the world demands your attention, ask yourself, what is my win today? Not a list of errands, not a dozen distractions, just one powerful, purposeful step forward. What will move you closer to your vision? What will make today a victory? Do not confuse being busy with being effective. Busyness is a trap. It flatters the ego but betrays the mission. Your goal is not to fill the hours, it is to fulfill the purpose. And that begins with intention. It begins with choosing your win. When you identify that one target and pursue it with everything you've got, you begin to own your time. You command your hours instead of being commanded by them. You shape your life instead of drifting through it. You become a builder, not a borrower of time. Your path begins with one decision. This practice, repeated daily, transforms you. You stop waking up into confusion, and you start waking up with conviction. You stop being overwhelmed by options. You become obsessed with outcomes. The fog of indecision lifts, and in its place stands a path, your path. Because when you win the morning, you own the day. Not because the day is perfect, but because you chose your direction, you declared your aim, and then with discipline and fire, you moved toward it. So start tomorrow with this question on your lips and resolve in your heart, what is my win today? Then act, strike, finish. And as the days pass, you will look back and see a life built, not by chance, but by choice. One target, one strike, one win every day. Stillness before the storm. Decide who you will be. That is how you build a legacy. Before the strength, before the storm, before the noise begins, before the meetings, the errands, the distractions and demands, you must claim one sacred thing, stillness. 10 minutes. That's all it takes. 10 minutes of silence, 10 minutes of breath, 10 minutes of connection to something higher, deeper, unshakable. This time is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is not for the idle, but for the intentional. Stillness is not laziness. Stillness is leadership. In fact, it may be the highest form of leadership, the practice of mastering yourself before attempting to master the day. Each morning, before you open the door to the world, open the door to your soul. Before you check your obligations, check your alignment. Sit in silence. Breathe slowly. Listen to what your heart is trying to tell you. Pray if you pray. Meditate if that is your method. Reflect. Journal. Do whatever it takes to center yourself in peace, because peace is not found in the world, it is forged within you. Most people leap from their beds into the battlefield, unarmed and unready. They meet the chaos of life with chaos in their minds. But you must be different. You must be deliberate. Stillness is your armor. It shields you from the noise, the urgency, and the lies that try to define your worth by your speed. In a world addicted to rush, stillness is rebellion. It is your declaration that nothing outside of you will dictate the state within you. Your peace is not up for negotiation. You will not be moved by the wind because you are rooted like a mountain. Vision is born in the quiet. Vision is not born in motion, it is born in quiet. Wisdom is not shouted, it is whispered in the silent moments few dare to enter. Stillness is where you meet your intuition, your creator, your conscience. It is where the next right move becomes clear. It is where strategy is born and panic dies. 10 minutes can shift your entire trajectory. 10 minutes of deep breathing can regulate your nervous system, center your focus, and sharpen your mind. 10 minutes of connection to purpose can override 10 hours of pressure. It's not about how long you sit, it's about how deeply you go. Give yourself this gift. Guard it fiercely. Let no conversation interrupt it. Let no obligation claim it. This is your meeting with your mission. This is your sacred ritual. Before the world tries to speak over you, you must hear your own voice. Before others place demands on you, you must place direction within yourself. From inner peace comes outer power. The calmest minds make the sharpest decisions. The quietest mornings create the loudest victories. This is not philosophy, this is performance. Champions in every field have routines of solitude. Their strength doesn't come from noise, it comes from discipline, from centering, from choosing stillness before engaging the storm. Do not rush into your day, rise into it. Do not react, respond. Do not spin. Stand still and let clarity rise. From this place of inner peace, you will walk differently. You will speak with weight. You will act with intention. People will feel it, not because you are louder, but because you are grounded. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of power, a quiet, commanding power that does not need to prove itself. It just is, like a lion resting in the sun, unbothered, unshaken, until the moment calls. Before the day decides for you, decide who you are. So each morning, step into this space. Let it hold you. Let it shape you. Let it whisper the truths the world tries to make you forget. You are not rushed. You are not behind. You are not defined by what you do today. You're defined by who you are becoming. And who you're becoming is shaped most deeply in stillness. Protect it. Practice it. And from that place, rise. Because from that place, the day bends in your favor. From that place, your choices align. From that place, you lead. Decide who you will be today before the day tells you who to be. You must decide. The world will try to label you. It will try to shape you, push you into a mold that fits its preferences. But you're not a product of chance. You are a force of choice. And every morning before your feet touch the floor, you have the power to define your direction, your energy, your identity. Ask yourself with clarity and courage, who do I need to be today to become the person I want to be forever? This question is not small. It is not abstract. It is the cornerstone of intentional living. It is your identity decision, and it will echo through every word you speak, every boundary you hold, every step you take. The identity decision. Choose who you will be. Will you be courageous or cautious, present or distracted? Will you live with purpose or wander without clarity? Will you show up as a servant leader or a self-seeking observer? These are not distant philosophical questions. These are the crossroads you stand at every single morning, and the choice you make does not only shape your day, it shapes your destiny. Too often, people let their feelings decide their identity. If they feel tired, they act weak. If they feel afraid, they act small. But the greatest among us know feelings are not leaders. They are followers. They follow vision. They follow discipline. They follow the identity you choose, not the one you inherit from your circumstances. Your vision must be your compass. The vision of who you are becoming should guide your thoughts, your tone, your posture, your presence. This is not pretending. This is preparing. preparing your mind, your body, your spirit to rise to the level of the life you desire. Stand in front of the mirror and speak it aloud. Speak the name of the person you are becoming. Speak the virtues you will carry: patience, strength, resilience, boldness. Speak the energy you will bring into every room, not because it's magic, but because it's direction. Words become focus. Focus becomes behavior. Behavior becomes identity. Identity becomes legacy. Your morning decision changes everything. This decision, made before the world has a chance to greet you, changes how the world responds to you. When you walk with intention, you speak with weight. When you act from chosen identity, people notice. They may not know why, but they feel it. You are not swayed, you are certain. And certainty is magnetic. You become your choices. And the most important choice is not what you will do, not what you will achieve, but who you will become in the process. Because all success begins within. So speak it, stand in it, walk in it. Let your behavior confirm your decision. Let your choices reinforce the image of your highest self. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, return to your decision. Anchor back into it. Say it again. Choose it again. This is the difference between wandering through life and walking in purpose. Wandering is aimless. Purpose is decisive. It is bold. It is uncomfortable at first, but it becomes natural when practiced. You don't stumble into greatness. You choose it. Greatness is not something you stumble into. It is something you step into again and again through choice and conviction. It is not given. It is not inherited. It is forged in the furnace of daily identity decisions. So before you do anything, before you answer a call, reply to an email, open your door or your calendar, decide who you are. Choose to be someone worth following. Choose to be someone your future self will thank you for. Let the world adjust to you, not the other way around. Because when you lead yourself with intention, the world begins to follow.